What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Christian, aka I Hate You Dior, and I was just about to make my UFC 310 predictions video, which I'm gonna make right after I'm done recording this still. But I opened up my Instagram, I opened up my Twitter, and I saw that Dana White himself announced UFC 311. Makhachev versus Tsarukyan 2, and in the co-main we have merab dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. Guys, this fight is about to be crazy. But before we get into it, make sure you guys like the video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you like videos like these, and make sure to stay tuned because after I'm done with this, I'm going to record my UFC 310 prediction video. I'm probably gonna upload it tomorrow, so I got some pretty good picks in there, some pretty good takes, so make sure you guys tune into that. But let's get into the announcement, right? We have in the main event Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan. This is gonna be their rematch after they fought way back when Arman debuted, and I want to say around 2018, 2019, kind of somewhere in that time frame. They did end up fighting each other when Arman debuted in the UFC, and they ended up going to a pretty close split decision. Now, that being said, a lot of people tend to say that Arman was Islam's toughest fight. I don't agree with that statement, but I see where a lot of people are coming from because it was a pretty close fight between the both of them. And if you rewatch the fight, Arman, for the most part, was able to match Islam in the grappling department. There wasn't too much striking there, but in terms of striking, it did seem pretty equally matched. But it's been a while since they last fought. You know, there's been a lot of time and a lot of growth between Arman and where he's at right now, you know, being the #1 contender. He's went through Beneil Dariush. He's went through Charles Oliveira, which that's a crazy name to have in your resume. Lost to Gamrot along the way there, but he's picked up a lot of good wins in his career and has really solidified the fact that he is the #1 contender after beating Charles Oliveira at UFC 300. Now Islam's grown a lot too since the last time they fought as well. You guys all see it now, the kind of run that Islam's on. Yeah, Islam's fucking locked right now. He's super locked. Beating Charles Oliveira, beating Alexander Volkanovski, and then knocking him out in the rematch. Beating Dustin Poirier. Like, this guy is crazy. Like, he's on a crazy run right now. He truly is the pound for pound best fighter in the world right now. I completely agree with that statement. I don't think any lightweights are beating him, but Arman got a pretty good case, man. And going back to that statement, I don't think any lightweight outside of Arman can beat him because I think Arman has a pretty solid chance to beat him. Charles Oliveira has an okay chance now after seeing how he looked in UFC 310, but outside of those two names, I don't see anybody in the lightweight division really being able to beat Islam Makhachev. I think Islam beats everybody there. I think if he were to go up to welterweight and fight, let's say, Shavkat, or I don't think he'd fight Bilal, but like a Shavkat, JDM, Leon Edwards, whoever has the belt out of those three, Ian Gary, whoever the fuck really between those names at welterweight, he will fight them, and I think he really can beat them. 50-50 on some of the names at welterweight, but I think for the most part, he has a strong case against them. I think he has a strong case against Ilia Topuria. I don't know who can beat this guy right now. And I'm not talking on my ass because you guys see it when he fights. He's very dominant. He's on a crazy run right now. He's only ever lost once, and it was really early on in his career. That loss doesn't really look too well, you know, looking back on it. But since then, Islam's really much developed his game and has really turned into a pound-for-pound fighter. So we have a matchup between these two guys. Gonna be a fucking banger. I think it's gonna be one of those matchups where it takes place a lot on the ground. But I think with both of their fight IQs, they're gonna understand that this is a pretty even ground matchup. I think they're gonna stand with each other. And I think Islam got some good stand-up, but I was seeing some things from the Dustin fight where it was like, okay, well, Dustin's tagging him up a bit. Dustin was winning rounds off of him. And then we have Arman, who I don't think he's an incredible striker, but you can definitely see in his fights he is improving. Has a lot of pop, some good power. I think he used to be very pillow-handed, but since then I think he's developing into a lot more of a better striker, a lot stronger of a striker. He's really biting down on a lot of his punches. Very defensive too. Didn't really get touched too much in the Charles fight and was able to survive with him in the grappling, which which was crazy because, you know, you guys seen the fight. Charles had him in some pretty crazy spots. There were some, you know, shorts coming off involved, you know, short gate, whatever. Things he was able to accomplish in that fight was pretty crazy. And I think he has one of the best cases to beat Islam Makhachev. But that being said, I still think Islam Makhachev is going to win. I think it's going to either be I don't think it's going to be either anything. I think that fight is going to go the distance. I see Arman being, you know, defensive enough on the ground and in the striking that he's not going to get finished. Pretty good shin, pretty good defensive wrestling, pretty good defensive boxing. I think Arman got the tools, man. He's young, he's hungry. But Islam's that guy. Like, I think Islam's really, you know, I think by the time he's done with what he's doing, Islam's going to be top 5. I think as of right now, Islam's the lightweight GOAT. I don't think there's really any contention to that. It's just a matter of time, man. We got to see it really play out. But as of right now, I think Islam Makhachev is going to get the win by decision. That's not a crazy pick. Then we have Umar versus Merab. That fight was a surprise because everyone knew Islam and Arman was happening in January. They didn't do a good job at hiding this at all. But Dana even said it in the video himself. He got this going. I'm recording this after they announce it. I'm probably going to post it in the morning. Maybe even right after. I don't know. But I'm literally recording this after Dana White posted the video of him announcing it. He said he set this fight up last night. Called up Umar, called up Merab, and got everything going. And it's looking like that fight is a go. And I think Umar can get it done. I think they know what they're doing with making this card. It's gonna be the Nurmagomedov card. So I think they're gonna market the Nurmagomedov family very heavily in the promo because we got one Nurmagomedov, we got Makhachev who trains with the Nurmagomedov. It's gonna be very, very Dagestani promoted. I don't think there's going to be too many Dagestani fighters because we have an idea of who's fighting on the card right now. Yuri Prohaska and Jamal Hill is the featured fight. That fight is going to be a banger. You have Peyton Talbot on the card as well. Don't know if they're putting on the prelims or the main card, but so far UFC 311 it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty legit, right? I'm excited for it. I can't really wait for it. I want to see what other fights they announce because unlike some of the other cards, I can kind of see this card being a little boring. We got Umar and Nurmagomedov and Islam and Arman are going to probably be grappling the whole fight. So there's a lot of potential for this card. Not really this card, but some of the fights on here to be boring. But I think Yuri and Jamal Hill is going to be a banger. I think that fight is going to be crazy as well. That's honestly a fight that I've been waiting for a long, long time. And I might sound crazy picking this, but I think Jamal Hill can win. I think Yuri got some holes in the striking, man. Got knocked out, not back-to-back, but got knocked out basically back-to-back to Alex Pereira. I think, people look at the Jamal Hill loss to Pereira and kind of just chalk up his whole career to that. But Jamal Hill's very good outside of the Pereira fight. You rewatch this fight with Glover, he throws a lot of volume. Has a lot of, very heavy hands. He has a lot of other fights. Has fights with Thiago Santos and Johnny Walker where he's just out here starching some of these guys. Put the beats on Glover Teixeira. And I thought the fight with Pereira was going to be more competitive, but that fight ended up playing out the way it played out. But that being said, I think this fight is going to be very competitive. I think really all three of these fights that they announced are going to be very competitive. I don't think Umar and Merab is going to be as one-sided as some people think. I think Merab's grappling is going to be able to really make the fight drag out, which is why I think it's going to be a little boring. Same thing for the Islam fight, but this fight is not going to be boring. This fight is going to be a banger from start to finish. These guys are going to stand with each other. They're going to just fight and really just go to war. And I trust Jamal Hill's volume. I trust his power. But this sucks, man. I like both of these guys. I think, saltiness aside, Jamal Hill's a pretty good fighter. And I'm a Yuri guy, I really like Yuri. Sucks he's gotten knocked out twice, basically back-to-back to Pereira. But Yuri's my guy, man. And I would like to see both of these guys win, but it's just one of those matchups, man. But this card is playing out to be very good. I am going to be looking forward to it, and I will be dropping more videos about this in the future. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like. If you guys enjoy videos like these, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. If you guys agree with me, leave a comment. If you guys disagree with me, leave a comment, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace.